Today we're going to look at the thing that we all started playing guitar for. Practice.
Practice! Basta, practice.
Are you spending your time practicing effectively, or are you wasting your time? Oh, that's so cute. So here are 10 top tips that I've found useful in my playing, and also things that I picked up along the way from professional musicians much better than I. I hope you enjoyed them. Let's take a look. My first tip is practice with intent. Know what it is that you want to achieve, what you want to practice, what you want to get from it. And if you can mix this with emotion, you can supercharge it. So if you're really passionate about this particular song or a piece of a song that you really want to learn, you saw someone else play and it just sets you alight every time you hear it, then that is great. Learn that. Number 2, break it down and keep it focused. So you don't have to worry about the whole staircase here, just focus on the first stair. Let's say you've got a huge topic like blues. That is massive and so intricate. You want to break that down to one particular area that you're trying to learn. So let's say you're trying to learn rhythm, even break that down to a smaller chunk. Let's say we're going to try and do the shuffle rhythm and spend your time focusing on that and really get down and dirty with that bit until you've nailed it. And then once you have, move to the next step in the journey. So that might be a different rhythm, or it might be another part to blues. It might be how you solo over that rhythm. So break it down into small chunks and then focus on that. Number 3 is a real pain in the ass. Play the hard bit. So we've all been there. We've played songs that are really easy to play apart from that one annoying pain in the butt bit that we just cannot play every time that bit comes around. You know, if you improve that one thing, you are going to be a better player. But that one thing is the kicker. That's the thing that's going to really make the difference. Make sure that you're practicing that bit again and again and again and again.
Again? Seriously?
And again and again.
Got it?
Every now and again, give yourself a treat when you think you've kind of nailed it. Put it in the context of that song or whatever it is you're learning. Play the whole thing again. And if you keep messing it up when you get to that, you know you need to keep trying and practicing it. And you'll get there a lot quicker, trust me.
Got it? Affirmative.
Number 4. Now this is something I recently learned from Josh Smith. I always knew it, but I watched it and I thought, man, the guy's right. So this is playing in the pocket, playing in time, playing a groove and a feel. Essentially, don't worry about a metronome too much unless you've got a piece which requires you to play with a metronome. So like you're doing a speed picking bit and you want to get to 180 BPM or whatever it is. So that's fine. But Josh Smith, for example, said that he's never used a metronome. He sat there and practiced in his bedroom again and again and again and again, just trying to get this riff in a pocket, whatever it be. I mean, if you're just like a... whatever it is, just sitting there trying to get it all in the pocket, getting it in time, getting the feel as if you could basically just put a drummer in the background and you'd be right there on time. So important. Every time you pick up the guitar without any other musicians around, to be able to sound like you're the band is amazing. So definitely try and practice as much as you can to be in the pocket, in time, or in the groove. Number 5, a super easy one, take a break. So the eureka moment you've probably all heard of, that was when he was sat in the bath, just chilling out. Your brain is going to be super focused on this thing you're trying to learn, and sometimes you can get too close to it. So take a break, walk outside, have a coffee, whatever, take your mind completely off it. You want to go back to that piece and allow your brain to have figured it out. And you'll find and keep doing that, not too regular breaks, but just once you've put some good effort in, when you come back to that, your brain should have figured out that little piece of the puzzle and you should be closer to getting it right. Number 6, and I really love this one, apply what you've learned in a new context. So for example, I recently saw Josh Smith play a Sam and Dave track called Soothe Me. As soon as I saw him talking about it and saw him play it, I was like, man, I've got to learn that. He was talking about if you took the whole band away, you can just hear the guitar and the rhythm's there, the melody's there, the whole thing is kept together just in this one guitar line. So I was like, I need to learn that. So this song I found relatively easy apart from the transition. which I found really tough, and I had to practice that a ton to try and get it to sound even half as good as I want it to. And it's still not there yet. I'm going to be practicing this for months probably until I've got this nailed. But then I'll love to play that on other things I've got, and I'll probably never play a riff the same again once I've got that. So now I can put that in a different context or add it into my own writing. So I like the shuffle feel. And I also like the double stops. So let's try and put that in a slightly different context or something I might write, just to kind of use that and cement it in my brain. So I could do something like this. Number 7, understand the context. Quite too often we learn a phrase, we might learn a little lick, but we have no idea where to put that lick, what it goes over chord-wise, what kind of timing, what kind of feel we should put it over, so it falls into the pit of despair of I've learned this cool little lick and never ever will use it again. But if we understand the context, if we understand what chords it goes best over, what kind of feel it really works on, we can utilize that and improve as a player and become a better player. Number 8, look at the next step. So I said before, don't worry about the whole staircase, just focus on the stair that you're on. But hey, once you've nailed that stair, look at the next one along. Look at the bigger picture. What was your original goal? What did you want to get good at? And what is the next step along to improve you as a guitarist? Particularly now you've got some momentum of learning stage 1 of that, move it along and make that something which you can really add to your playing, really bolster you as a great guitarist. Number 9, now this might depend on what you've learned and what your goal was, but write something with what you've learned. Even if it's just a technique, a way of picking, even if it's just a feel or if it's a lick or a chord, try and write something that utilizes that. Your brain will remember it so much more if it's something that's come out creatively rather than just a kind of data set where you've learned something. Use it. And finally, number 10, feel good about it. Whatever progress you've made, even if it's super basic and you've learned something incredibly small in the grand scheme of things, feel good about it. This is something where you're going to get better as long as you focus on what you want to achieve. And that's going to take small incremental changes, sometimes big eureka moments, but generally these are going to be things which are incrementally improving as you go along. Great to have a goal, but celebrate what you've done, because what you've just done in your practicing now is made yourself a better guitar player, which means you've taken that next step in becoming a better guitar player. Add them all up over a few years, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you could be professional. Right guys, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Not so much a playing lesson, but I think this is a really important lesson. You know, we're in here to improve as guitarists and to get better, otherwise you wouldn't be watching videos like this. And I know some people that have been playing guitar for like 40 years, still haven't got over the basic chords or what they know. They know what they know well, but they haven't really improved, and that's because they haven't put into play effective practice, which is what you guys are going to now do, effective practice to improve you as a player. So 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line, you're going to be the player that you want to be. I really hope this has helped. Please like and subscribe, put some comments down below. As normal, I will reply to absolutely every one of you. Love you all guys, and I really, really appreciate every comment that does come my way. So guys, have an awesome day. Keep playing, keep practicing. Take care.